Story of the Ceramic Tower of Chua Pagoda in Phu Tho Province, National Treasures of Vietnam. Hello, you love Vietnamese heritage and culture. Today we are workers, the artisans of the handicraft village. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's look and learn deeply about a masterpiece of ancient ceramic art. Ceramic Tower of Sour Glaze National Treasure, the pride of the land of Phu Tho. It's been handcrafted from the 10th to the 34th centuries. Chua Enamel Ceramic Tower is the only Buddhist stupa, the rest of Vietnam and the world. The art of ancient Vietnamese artists, with white enamel, delicate brown and turquoise harmony, along with 468 intricately carved Buddha statues, sitting lit up as a symbol of faith, the wisdom and enduring spirit of the nation. Today, the original of this national treasure, it is being kept in the museum. Phu Tho Province becomes the proof alive for the brilliant development of ceramic arts. Vietnam time history. Sealing. Via Dike awarded by Thu Do is the profession of Vinh Phu Commune. Phu Tho Province edit and implement, with the desire to radiate land heritage value, honor the harmony of Vietnamese culture. Please welcome, follow and feel the journey of heritage restoration through the picture ceramic enamel tower. Temple games, immortal symbol of Vietnamese art and spirituality. Ladies and gentlemen, the original ceramic enamel tower, Vinh Phuc Temple, is currently being kept and displayed at Vinh Phuc Museum. This is Phu Tho Province. Vietnam Pagoda is an ancient stupa, the only one in Vietnam. It exists in Vietnam and around the world. The tower was built by ancient Annamite artists and handmade from the 13th to 14th centuries. At the end of the early 14th century, some kilns in North Vietnam began to heat blue-white porcelain. However, the skill is not comparable to China. But soon there were remarkable results, not just for the domestic market, but also with Chinese porcelain, at the same time exported to Southeast Asia, East Asia, and even West Asia, especially in Liu period 1428 to 1527 15th century. Ceramic manufacturing technology. Vietnam is really growing both in terms of production scale and product quality. This stage is the period when Vietnam's blue and white porcelain flourished, reached the peak of form and culture. The ceramic tower of the temple was discovered and found in rural villages. Yen Tung Commune, Yen District, Lost Vinh Phuc Province. This is Phu Tho Province. The tower was built by the Prime Minister, Water Vietnam, signed the decision to recognize it as a national treasure in 2018. Old ceramic enamel stupa. It's a stupa, a symbol of Buddhism worship at the temple. It is also known as the Great Blessing Temple. The temple is a cultural and historical site. This is an ancient temple. It's built from time and the 13th to 14th century ceiling. Dear friends, some of the fragments of the ceramic glazed pagoda Vietnam. It was discovered by Asian archaeologists at the Chu site. Wool. This is evidence that's led to more research about religious life, culture, and beliefs in East Java. This evidence reflects that Buddhism existed at the same time as Islam in East Java. In the 14th century, traces of ceramic glazed pagoda Vietnam bring the architecture of Buddhist literature appeared in the palace Panathenaic of King Ham Guzak 1350 to 1389 in Blida, related to the kingdom of Mazapahit 1293 to 1527 Way Follow Ulan not far. To be an example, vividly about the development of Buddhism in the kingdom of Mazapahit. National University of Singapore. They also unearthed large quantities of porcelain, high-end of Vietnam, at the Chove Kaolan site in East Java. Tower, Indonesia. The most notable of these is the porcelain tower, two blue-glazed white awnings from ancient times. Tran dynasty. Fragments of the temple roof tiles in the shape of a Bodhi leaf. Inside is the temple, similar to the ceramic glazed pagoda in Phu Tho Province. This is an artifact. Second Vietnamese temple tower unearthed in East Java. The original of the national treasure ceramic enamel tower, Phu Tho Temple. It was found in the village Yen Phuc district in the former Vinh Phuc Province. This is Phu Tho Province 1954. The tower was built by ancient Annam pottery artists. Manual production by hand. Ceramic material from clay with color enamel. It's white yeast, brown enamel and turquoise enamel. Original size of the tower 145 centimeters tall. Base width 50 centimeters. The base of the tower has a square size of 50 centimeters. Original weight of tower weighs 130 kilograms. The stupa dates from the 10th to the 34th centuries. Currently, the only original is kept in Phu Tho Provincial Museum. According to research by Sumala Dityavan, blue and white porcelain of Vietnam, and other painted porcelain also known as Annam porcelain, it has a special appeal to Indonesians. Color, shape, and its decoration way make the Indonesian remember the traditional batik flower. These porcelain, mainly by the artisans and rich experience in manufacturing, has been sold by traders across Asia to Vietnam as a gift to the local kings. Their quality. That period there were many Annam ceramic products, even beyond Chinese porcelain. These porcelain become rare heirlooms, and it's extremely expensive. It is very popular in the local market. Blue and white tiles, shao, and many colors of Vietnam are excavated in Chualan, Bu Bov, or the decorative tiles. It's still on the wall of the cathedral. 3 tissues and minor cathedral. They all have a distinctly Islamic style, not found anywhere yet. It's compelling evidence that it's specially ordered by Muslims at that time. At the same time, more evidence. Important role of Vietnamese porcelain in the Islamic cultural life of Indonesia. For conservation of monuments, cultural heritage in the form of restoration, and cloned raw many new copies from the original into iconic products and souvenir gifts with all kinds of natural materials, different as wood and stone, earthenware into ceramic, porcelain, and so on. It's intended to be repurposed as art products. It's symbolic and artistic, has a full line of cultural flowers of antiques. To honor, land exudes artistic value of artifacts like pottery towers, pagoda, game heritage, cultural and historical monuments. It's a scientific activity. Let's help us preserve our traditions, as well as physical traces, the historical and cultural values inherent in the heritage. Ancient relics by artisans. It was left by his father and our ancestors. These ancient heritage sites still exist today to confirm the existence of artifacts, relics in the present and eternal life, with time and history. Come in here. Description of Dad Ho, decorative text on ceramic enamel tower. Phu Tho Temple, antique tower made of glazed ceramic blue jade. White and brown, the tower is in the shape of a square box block, wide at the base and shrinking towards the top. The tower has 9 floors. Hollow tower. All 4 sides of the tower have curved doors. In the language of the Vietnamese, with other countries in the world, it's called a curved arch above the semicircle. The whole tower is decorated with many kinds of flowers, bearing the imprint of art and culture. King Li and Tran belonged to the period of the century 13 and 14. For arrangement of Buddha statues on the glazed ceramic tower. The first floor of the temple, for sides tower at the eaves of Laurel. At the bottom of the porch, there is a sun supporting the hen lady statue. The musician above. Create a healthy and solid. For the roof of this floor, will alternate between carved motifs. There are 3 Buddha figures sitting in the Persian posture, the past and the future. Each wall on this floor contains 3 Buddha statues. For sides of this floor, there are 12 Buddha images. 2 large eaves with 2 square fronds. Lura embossed for sides. Each side consists of 4 dragons, surrounded clockwise. Alternating the dragon is the flower leaves in the triangle. Above the eaves is the finished can, 4-sided guard arranged with Buddha image. Inside the title, each face consists of 11 Buddha images in the title. The focus of this section, there's a bigger Buddha in the middle. Awning section. This second floor, -1 of 4 symmetrical faces, each 11 figure layout. 4-face Buddha statue with 44 statues, seated according to the current picture, the past and the future. By second floor balcony is answered by 36 chrysanthemums. Above is the Buddha image with 4 symmetrical faces. Each side of the layout includes 21 Buddha images. Multiply for planes 84 figures. Buddha sitting over and over again in the present Persian posture, the past and the future. For sections of the 2, 3, 4. In the middle is the doorway. It's balanced on both sides. There are 6 sitting Buddha figures in the present posture, the past and the future. The sum of each wall of this 2, 3, 4. There are 12 Buddha statues. Multiply 4 by 48. Buddha statue. On a 3-tiered multiplex of 140 for Buddha statues. The 5 walls of the middle 5, 6, 7. It's also a doorway. And on either side of the door are 5 Buddha figures, balanced around 4 walls. There are 3, 5, 6, 7. Each floor contains 40 Buddha statues. Multiply 3 floors by 120 Buddha statues. Also seated under Persian current posture. The past and the future. 6 vertical wall sections of floors 8 to 9. In the middle of the 4 walls there is also a door. And it's in the middle of these 2 floors. Because the architecture has been scaled down in a low challenge way. Upper through 2 sides. Curved door arranged on each side. For Buddha images to harmonize the whole of the tower. 4 walls of these 8 to 9 floors. There are 32 Buddha statues on each floor. Multiply 2 floors by 60 for Buddha images. So the total number of Buddha statues on the 4 sides of the tower is 12 plus 40 for plus 80 for 140 for 120 60 for equals 468 Buddha images. From the base of the tower to the top of the tower. The tower is made up of 3 main floors. Vietnam called BE cutting board, corresponding to BE base and tower body. The tower has 3 floors. Each layer is made up of 4 similar blocks, and then put it back into a box. Square steady stupa. The first floor decorated the lotus flower to form floating sloping ice. The lotus blades are all on the 4 sides of the high. Make the bottom of the tower like a lotus bloom, with the lotus tips bending softly. In every lotus is sculpted embossed HOA spiral and shape. Creating the right location of this lotus flower ice has made it healthy. The stability of a pedestal for the entire stupa above. Add majesty and harmony with the enamel colors on the tower. The rest of the tower has 4 arched doors, but there's no diamond. Instead, are still Buddha figures sitting in meditation on the lotus. The enamel that's on these towers, like the bottom floor, it's the blending of the color scheme between the turquoise, white and brown of Dai Viet potter, create a unique value, and the Vietnamese identity. In the age of history, the formation of the tower, Buddha on the balcony, and the outside of the tower wall is arranged, with a total of 468. The sculpted Buddha image, arranged from top to bottom, create a sense of the 4-dimensional class. There are images of Buddha everywhere in the 8 directions. This may also be the goal of the artists, to create a work, self-worship that is characteristic of Buddhism. Vietnam old 4-sided tower with eaves. There's a son holding the henna statue to the musician. Above alternating between carved motifs. There are 3 Buddha figures sitting in the Persian posture. Currently, the past and the future are repeatedly harmoniously balanced. The large eaves on the 2nd floor of the tower are overhanging, embossed 4 sides. Each side consists of 4 dragons. Tran Viet time. Surrounded directly clockwise alternating dragon is HOA. Pine tree leaves with 3-leg flower. Above the eaves is Finland. Can protect 4 sides arranged with Buddha image. Inside the title. Each side contains 11 Buddha images. Meditating in Persia the posture inside the title. On this floor, there's a bigger image sitting in the middle. Make the tower very majestic. Awning section. The 2nd floor of the tower has a total of 4 symmetrical sides. Each side arranged 14 Buddha images. That's a total of 40 for sitting statues. Here's the picture, the past and the future. Then, the 2nd floor of the tower is covered with 36 chrysanthemums. Above is the Buddha image with 4 symmetrical faces. Each side of the layout includes 21 Buddha figures for sides, 84 figures. Buddha sitting repeatedly in Persian posture. The past and the future. The 4 walls of the 2, 3, 4. In the middle is a curved arched door arranged on both sides. Each side, there are 6 Buddha statues sitting in meditation in the Persian posture. The past and the future. The sum of each wall of this 2, 3, 4. There are 12 Buddha statues on the 4 sides of 48. Buddha statue. On a 3-tiered multiplex of 140 for Buddha statues. The middle 5, 6, 7 floor is also the 2 sides of the door. 5 symmetrical Buddha figures are on the 4 walls. There are 3, 5, 6, 7. Each floor contains 40 Buddha statues. Multiply 3 floors by 120 Buddha statues. Also seated by Persian posture. The past and the future. The wall of the 8th floor. In the middle of the 4 walls there is also a large door. And it's in the middle of these 2 floors. For architecture, to be scaled down the way to challenge the upper and lower to upper shrinkage, to side door layout on each side. There are for Buddha images, the whole of the tower. There are 4 walls of these 8 floors. There are 32 Buddha statues on each floor. Add up to floors with 60 for Buddha images. The first floor decorated the lotus flower to form floating sloping ice. The lotus blades are all on the 4 sides of the high. Make the bottom of the tower like a lotus bloom, with the lotus tips bending softly. In each lotus flower creates a spiral of flowers. Creating the right location of this lotus flower ice has made it healthy. The stability of a pedestal for the entire stupa. Top. All lotus flower tapes are covered in one color, jade green glaze, thick in shadow and with depth. The second floor is twice as tall. The first floor is covered in opaque white enamel, all 4 sides, creating inner umbrella embossed flower chrysanthemum wire flower lotus wire. Almost points for 2 types of mainstream flowers. That's the writing. Molded embossed rectangle cells. All 3 of the above are covered, also with a rectangle of dark brown borders. Make the tower more stable. The third floor of the tower's pedestal is coated with white enamel, not decorated with flowers. The tower's pedestal is a 4-legged square box. Kneel at the 4 corners of your knees. Leaf-shaped decoration override with submersible carving technique. Rough strokes and brown enamel inside. Characteristic technical reflection. And the mainstream of ceramic brown flower ceiling. A single ceramic line. Only in Vietnam from the 11th to the 14th centuries. The tower is also made up of 2 separate boards, corresponding to 2 parts of the pedestal. Downstairs are 2 tapes of double glazed lotus flower. Floating cast is arranged upside down in opposite directions. The first ice has 5 large outer wings. It gets smaller inside. In the little lotus petals are 4 pointed floating chrysanthemums. Create a lotus couple layout. The main button on this floor. The second lotus flower has a bent wing tip. There's 2 hooks in the wing that twist their backs against each other. Create softness. Elegant and different. For the entire writing system. The lotus petals of this stupa. The top floor of the tower's pedestal is a square box. On 4 sides are made for ovals. In embossed flower text rhino horn jade. For oval corners are flowers twisted betel hook inside, as protection for 2 of the 8 precepts of the Buddha. All the above flower combinations are coated with brown enamel. Points on a white background with cloudy text. Make the main motifs clearly visible. The tower's body is also a square box that's made apart. There are 9 floors left. The first floor is larger. It's also a different impression layer compared to the floors above. The structure of this floor is as follows. The roof consists of 2 layers. Upper layer brown tube tile making. White ivory embossed flower decorative tile top. Above bite the leaves to the emerald green enamel. In each card is the Buddha sitting in meditation. The roof layer below is also made of brown glazed tube tile. In the middle of the roof is a large Buddha covered in ivory enamel. Is in a symmetrical meditation position. The 2 sides of the statue are 6. The jade leaf is a picture of the sitting Buddha. Bright brown glazed roof pellets. Each pair of betel dragons and triangles. Under the roof is the beam and the sun. The round head lotus-shaped stylized beam ends. Inside embossed calligraphy. Beams and nails covered and edged with brown enamel. The ends of the beams are laid quite thick. For every 3 heads, there is a 5-tiered mountain. The top floor of the mountain is the image of a fairy. Face of the bird. It's like flying down to the next level. This article, quite popular in rock sculpture art and terracotta time ceiling. But the first 12, the women in the temple have their own characteristics. By working on ceramic material dominated. Outside the roof and the mountain, on this floor, there are beams and the tower door. Column. The beam is squared into a color-coded edge or brown enamel edging. Looks strong and steady. Special. The tower on this floor has 4 doors in the middle. The curly door ring above is an arc. Decorative flower text twisted hook. There are 2 diamonds in front of each door. Equipped with proper sword armor. Stand on both sides to guard the stupa. This is the only version. Copied from a great tower of time. Long Du Sun, Hanam Province. The wall of the tower is highlighted by the 2 sides of the door, with dragon motifs. The dragon has its head turned down. The tail turns up against the white enamel. Dragon has a bent body shin, mane and braided hair fire forward. The clouds are flying around. Dragon image on the round pagoda tower, bearing the striking characteristics of decorative arts. Mortal dragon, 14th century. The 8 floors above are relatively similar, about architectural style, and decorated with flowers. The roof on the 8 floors is tiled. The top of the tile is a flower with wings. The wings are covered with white enamel. Frill are on the top of the brown glazed tile. On the edge of the roof inscribed in the Ha period, the most common type of artwork. At the same time Dong Sun. It's more than 1,000 years ago. Outside the literary Ha, Buddha statue on. The roof is still the main motif on the temple tower, and they're similar to the Buddha in the title card, with earthenware. It was discovered in the physical culture class at the temple, Jalam Hanoi. All the other floors have for doors, but there's no diamond. Instead, are still Buddha figures sitting in meditation on the lotus. The enamel on these towers is like the bottom. It's the color combination of turquoise, white and brown of Dai Viet potter. Create a unique value. The age of the tower, and with 468 Buddha statues arranged from top to bottom, create a sense of class. 4 directions, 8 directions, everywhere there is an image of Buddha. This may also be the goal of the artists, to create a work. Self-worship that is characteristic of Buddhism. The tower is worshipped at the temple, the name of the Great Blessedness. It is now part of the democratic village of the Northern Commune, Yen District, Lost in Phuc Province. 1950 for the temple was captured. French church burned by 7 caned. The stupa tree with the same fate was thrown into the pond. Peace was restored by the people, transferring to the Provincial Museum, to preserve and promote value for more than half a century. Ceramic enamel pagoda plays typical values. Unique value. The temple glazed ceramic tower is the original artifact, collected directly at the temple site. Yen Phong Commune, Yen Lost District, has been chronologically checked. Ceramic tower enamel pagoda game. It's a very precious object because of its integrity, fabrication techniques, and decorative arts. Highly artistic. It's considered a modern ceramic masterpiece in particular, and of the Vietnamese pottery tradition in general. So far there have not been any individuals, any other organization or locality discovered and keep the same artifacts. So you can see the ceramic tower playing. It's a unique artifact. The uniqueness of the temple is rare. It is represented by the following 3 factors. About the size. This is the largest ceramic church tower, the most intact in the ancient Vietnamese pottery treasure. White glazed ceramic tower. It is now on display at the National Museum of History. There's only 3 floors left, and it's pretty much broken. Vietnam Emerald Tower. It is housed in the Adam Malaka Museum, Jakarta, Indonesia. There's only 1 leg left, but archaeological finds at temple ruins. Ceiling tower. It's just fragments that are very small. That reflects the rarity of this type of relic, because they are religious. That the records of Dai Viet sign the full letter. Vietnamese historians have shown that the human calendar 1105, even a country like Yen Huan Thang Long, there are only 2 trees. Small white ceramic tower placed in front of the temple yard. About flowering decorative text. The temple has a very rich theme. Lotus flower, flower, chrysanthemum leaf, thread, flower, 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 dragon, rope, fairy. Those are the topics, with elements of Buddhist art, clearly reflect the worship function of the tower. Decorative techniques. Whole literature has the coordination between the floating and etching sink, is tightly arranged, embellished from the very motifs and colors of enamel. They all made the difference in the game. Compared to fellow, it's become a unique work of 2. In the Vietnamese pottery genealogy of the Dai Viet period, about glaze color pagoda games use B in main glaze color, pearl yeast mainstream, white glaze as a brown glaze. It is also the main glaze of Dai Viet pottery. Naked, but here is the harmony, just bearing the symbolic value of Buddhism. It's a work of art, marked an important milestone in the development process. Vietnamese pottery for typical cultural and historical values. If you look at the time, it's like a renaissance of culture. The great Vietnamese civilization. After 1,000 years of fighting back, conspiracy, assimilation of the northern feudal Vietnamese. In the field of roots. This comment makes perfect sense. You could say after the 10th century, Dai Viet ceramic has a spectacular breakthrough. With perfection, it seems that all ceramic lines, Glaze pearl white glaze. Brown enamel 6 light fire ceramic brown flour. This is a period in which two of the world's leading ceramics, John Willie and John Street, Vincent, to use as a hinge to build a famous work. Vietnamese pottery, a distinct tradition. It's a tradition. Cannot be mixed with any ceramic power in the world, and stand on that side. The temple glazed ceramic tower is a typical representative. Excellent. Confirm the opinions of the two researchers mentioned above. First of all, the ceramic tower plays with bold Buddhist decorative themes. It reflects a period of prosperity, then of Vietnamese Buddhism, when this religion had two dynasties, to honor the state religion. The decoration on the tower, even though it's very Buddhist, but that's the beginning, as the basis for the art of the dynasties, then get inspired to absorb and create. The decoration on the tower also reflects the Indian Buddhist art, China, and hundreds of Vietnamese PA, with a flexible attitude, but also affirms the inheritance, the traditional elements of Dong Sun, more than 1,000 years ago, expressed through the intergalactic literary tape on the rooftops of the towers. The inheritance of the Dong Sun tradition on this stupa tree, though it's faint, but on the historical ceramic collection. The ceiling has become a dominant phenomenon. It's been confirmed by researchers for 10 years. With the same time, 3 colors of enamel appear on the temple tower. Also be a basic color of ceramic glaze ceiling. It's a marker for the starting point of the ceramic line. Diversity of Vietnam. Premise for ceramic 3 Thai. 5 Thai later. I was awarded by Q Duck. Is the craft of Vinh Phu Commune, Phu Tho Province edit and implement, based on a request for recognition of national treasures from the Vietnam Department of Cultural Heritage, provided by Phu Tho Museum. I would like to thank the Department of Culture of Phu Tho Province. Phu Tho Provincial Museum has accompanied the same journey of honor and lend radiate the value of Vietnamese cultural heritage. Thank you very much to the audience. Spent time watching. Listen and share this video. Every view, every share of you, it's a precious source of motivation. Help us continue our journey. Please restore and introduce the national culture flower, the pride of the Vietnamese. I wish you all peace and happiness, filled with the energy of love, and proud of Vietnam.